Priscilla?
Priscilla.
Who's Priscilla? Ah, the fly. Yeah, that's our fly. We call it Priscilla. We do. Is that us, Sean? We decided we'd call the fly Priscilla, the little fly that was going around there. I think it's a town fly because it kind of doesn't want to go outside. It likes being in here, but it's the heat of the place does it for it. You're very welcome, Ciara Lowe. How are you?
Morning, Rowan.
From Newry and Mourne District Council. Tell me your full title, please, if you would.
Well, I'm Disability Liaison and Sports Development Officer with Newry and Mourne.
And is that disability, that's general sports development for everyone, or for people with the very special circumstances of need that we know of?
Well, it's the general sports development for everyone, which is inclusive of people with special needs.
Yeah. So. How practical is it to have them together in one grouping? I suppose practically sometimes it is doable, sometimes not doable.
Yes, sometimes it is doable and other times it's not. So we have Special Olympics and we have Team Ulster, you know, for physically disabled young people.
Yeah.
And we work those separately, but a lot of times we can be inclusive.
Yeah. What are the kind of situations when inclusivity will work?
Well, like with summer schemes, we would have a lot of summer schemes for young people, and children and their siblings can come along and enjoy them. Now, their siblings may have a disability, but they work extremely well, especially for the younger age group. And then children get more competitive, and they're channeled into their own competitions, like Special Olympics or Paralympics.
I had, such joy observing in Warren Point from my vantage point there, the kind of gentleness that exists between those who have special needs and those who don't have special needs. I've seen people wheeling folk in chairs. I've seen the gentle touch between people. I've seen parents wheeling children. I've seen children wheeling grandparents. And it's almost like a little peep, if you like, over the wall of heaven. People are so good to each other.
Yeah.
And maybe the sunshine is bringing that out in folk.
Well, you find that, especially with sport and clubs and people getting together to get better provision for people with disabilities. And then they include their whole family in it, and it's just a lovely experience for everyone.
Summer schemes are up and running at the moment and going very well.
Yeah, I have our brochure here, Rowan.
Yes.
We have 52 summer schemes running this year all throughout Newry and Mourne, and we have 18 different sports and 32 venues, so we're quite busy with them. At this moment in time we have Car Cropping summer scheme. This is the second week for Car Cropping. Next week we have rugby, and then the following week we have hurling, and we have the Curragh Camp coming up.
That's the international Curragh racing.
Right,
yes,
And we're going to have a little summer scheme just before that, just to give young people a chance to get into the Curraghs and then to see them in action in a good competitive environment down in Warren Point. So
and this could possibly lead on to the beginning of a sporting contact on the water for young people who see the curraghs and say, wow, I would love to be involved in canoeing, and then take it further.
Yes.
Is that how sports development occurs, how it grows?
Well, that's what we try to do. We try to give people taster sessions of things and start them early and give them the bug for sport, from an early age, and get good tuition. We had about 20 young people under the age of 10 on Camlin Lake, on that beautiful weather, absolutely fabulous weather. So they got a real taste for kayaking, and then they had the opportunity to join the club. And we had Jerry McAnuff, I'm sure everybody knows about Jerry.
Jerry's
He's
a
real
fellow,
master
very,
on
very
the
good
waters.
man.
He's so clever. But he was really brilliant with them and gave them a real good taste of the adventure of kayaking. So I think that's what sports development is all about.
Yeah, we're strong in Newry and Mourne at the moment. What areas are coming up, and what areas have plateaued, and what areas are still awaiting development?
Well, I don't think anything has plateaued.
We can go higher.
Yeah, I think there's a whole lot of new stuff coming on board. A lot of rugby's really taken off recently.
And this is beyond just Newry Rugby Club. Is it more than that, or is it all centred at the club?
Well, we would have a huge amount of input from Sports Council. They give ourselves and Down District Council, who we're partnered with, they would give us a lot of funding for active community coaches. Now, these coaches could be rugby, hockey, football, athletics, and they go around to all the different schools, and they get children involved in athletics classes, basketball. Then they run tournaments and track events and summer schemes, and children are getting really fantastic value out of that. We have 11 coaches in Newry and Mourne and Down, in different sports. We also have 2 dedicated people who work with the over 50s and disabled people.
Wow.
So that's...
I find it very interesting, being 70, how easily you lump over 50s and disabled. You know, I'm not sure what the logic is there.
I'm not telling you my tender age, but I can have a laugh about that too. But and there's a lot of Gaelic for mothers talking about
Gaelic for mothers. Is that speaking the language or the football? That's the football.
Football, and there are of course Gaelic classes. The council would run a lot of beginner classes, and help out with bun skulls and knee skulls as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
How long have you been with council?
I started way back in 1985 when I was about 10.
But it's something that you've grown into and grown with over the years.
No, they're very, very good now to work with. Super.
How's Paddy up there? Not Paddy, Tom McCall. How's he keeping?
Thomas McCall's great. Absolutely brilliant. Yeah, he's working hard with the amalgamation of our councils.
Yeah, when is that happening?
That's 2015.
Yeah, it's just around the corner.
It is indeed. We don't know what is going to happen, but
do we know yet? We do know the new headquarters, do we?
No, we don't.
Not
actually,
yet.
no.
That's still up in the air.
No.
We're with North. No, we're not with North Down. We're with
Down
District Council.
Yeah.
We'll be together with them. Is there anyone else in the amalgam?
Just ourselves and Down District Council.
That's a nice grouping, really.
It is really. We're quite rural and yet, and then close to the border and stuff like that. But I don't really understand the geographics of it. Really, we were always along sort of a district to cover across Midland to Cookhill, and now it's going to be away around to Downpatrick. So it's quite a hike. Yeah,
but it's lovely because you're going round onto almost to the shores of Strangford Lough, through Downpatrick to Ardglass, and there's that whole sweep of tourism opportunity, people coming and going,
Although I think Newry and Mourne's a bit of a jewel.
It is, of course. It is, of course.
A bit biased.
But we'll take their people in, you see, and then we'll send our people out. The wheels of commerce will keep turning. So how do people make contact with you if they want to be involved in the summer schemes?
Well, we have our programme.
And where do they get the programme?
The programme's available at all our council outlets.
And the Arts Centre would be the
Sports
name, would
Centre,
be one.
Council offices and all the rest of Cross Midland Community Centre. And we also have it up on the website, which is a very handy way of getting in touch. Yeah,
indeed.
And we would put our photographs up on the web page as well, so that people can have a look at the actual activity and the action of it all. And then they can ring the council offices for the Sports Development Office, which is out in Greenbank, and they can ring that. They can ring the Sports Centre and based there.
Come at the end of summertime, is everything put back in the box, the lid closed and locked and pushed away? Or is there any ongoing good coming from what's happening?
Well, there's a huge amount goes on really, Rowan, between September and June. And all the local clubs would continue on. I would have 2 core clubs that I run, trampolining and swimming for people with disabilities. Now, they're pan-disability clubs that you talked about, bringing able-bodied and disabled together. Now, the pan-disability groups are very, very good. And from those 2 groups, well, I can talk specifically about what I do, but from those 2 groups then, the young people go to a competition in November run by Disability Sport NI, and then they're chosen from there to go for either Paralympics or Special Olympics, and the races are time banded, so they're swimming against people with similar times to themselves. So that sort of thing happens throughout the year, and then when people go off in summertime, they have their summer camps. So it all works out really well, I think. And they get an opportunity to try a whole lot of new things.
You know something, we look around, in my living memory, not so very long ago, we had nothing like this.
No, definitely not.
This was an impossible dream, really.
Rowan, I can remember when I was in primary school in the Poor Clare Convent, out doing cartwheels in the field. I mean, that was it. That was our gymnastics.
I played, my gymnastics, we were playing football in the green out in Rooney's Meadow. That's where we played, and it was all good. Ciara, thank you for coming in.
Thank you, Rowan.
And just remind the people again where they can get this is where you get the information. So please do check it out and make sure that you're getting involved if you so wish to do so.
Yes, thank you, Rowan. This is the brochure that can be got at all our council outlets, and you can get onto the website and get information from there. And you can also ring the council offices, and you can be put straight through either to myself
If you
or
hold
the
that,
sports
yeah,
office.
hold that steady. Sean is going to give us a close-up of the brochure, and then when he's, you got that, Sean? He's a great fellow. He runs the desk. He's a wizard, a technological wizard. That's what Sean is. How's that looking, Sean? We've seen it, have we? Thank you very much indeed. You can do that. Now we're going to play you some music.
Oh, lovely. Thanks, Rowan.
What music will we play this charming woman, Sean?
John Denver.
You like John Denver?
Oh, yeah, I like John
Wow, yes. That's good. Let's go for